Just setting up the live stream. It won't be long. Famous last words. Okay, I think we're just about there. I think I've mentioned before, when I say I'm setting up the live stream, I'm actually setting up a second screen so I can watch any comments that are coming in. So we are on the ground at Queenstown early in the morning in New Zealand with the British Midland Sky Simulations developed McDonnell Douglas DC-9 in Flight Simulator 2024. And we're going to fly from Queenstown over to Wellington. So we're going from the southern end of New Zealand up to the northern end. Let's go and show you it on the map. So we're starting off down here at Queenstown and we're going to fly via Christchurch up towards Wellington. If we go and zoom in, it's going to be something of an adventurous departure, especially as this aircraft doesn't really have GPS guidance, so we will be following best efforts to fly the route by hand. And to do that, we're going to have to jump in the airplane and program it into the unit down here. I don't think we've got Navigraph, so we could show that while we're flying. Otherwise, yeah, we don't really have much to go on. There's no special tablet in this aeroplane. It's very much what you get is what you get. So I'll go and get the airplane up and running first, and then we'll get the flight programmed in, and we'll just see how well we do. It might be a disaster, it might not. So let's go and first of all check volume levels. You can hear me fine, that's good. I will keep the airplane fairly quiet. We've got SayIntentions running in the background. It knows we're at Queenstown. I've configured it with Midland 01 as our flight number. Okay, we got Navigraph running, we got little nav map running, so we got everything we could possibly need to help us out along the way. Shift and 1 takes us overhead then, and we're going to go and turn the batteries on. So I'm just trying to reacquaint myself with the switches. So battery switch is right in front of us. Cabin lights at the bottom left. Emergency goes to arm. Ice protect. Windshield to on or down. So ice protect section is here. Windshield is there. Anti-skid on the right in the middle is somewhere around here. I can never find these things. Anti-skid, there it is. That used to get armed. Cabin lights at the bottom left. Seat belts and no smoking go to on. Fuel tanks. Actually, while we're here, let's go. That's just reminded me hearing the chime sound. If we go to the intercom, we'll go and put the cabin crew in place because I think they're just good fun to have. So should we have Taylor? Okay. And minimize that out of the way for the moment. Where did we get to? So we've done the cabin lights. So fuel tanks. So let's go check actually before we go anywhere, see how much fuel we've got. 50% should be fine for the journey we're doing. Probably more than enough. We're only going about 400 miles. Glare shield. So shift and space. We're going to go and put the position strobes to position, anti-collision to on, floodlights for the ground to on, and the wing to on. Okay, so then we're going to go overhead and start the APU up. So start pump has to go on. So I'm following my own instructions here, by the way. This is all looking like I know what I'm doing. I'm following my instructions that I wrote up and prepared quite some time ago. So start pump on, electric power section at the top left, the APU left and right bus. Oh no, we have to start the APU first. So start pump is on. APU section over here, we go and put the master switch. I'm just reading my instructions here. Start pump to on, down. Hold the master on start. There we go. So we're holding it. We're waiting for 10% on the RPM directly above on the gauge. Then we can let go. When it gets to 100%, this light will come on for the APU bus. So it's bus transfer, much like a 737. Okay, there it goes, look. So then we can switch on the APU bus, which provides power to the cockpit. Okay, so we can go then and configure other things. So down on the pedestal, oh actually before we do that, let's go back upstairs, go and turn the start pump off, we don't need it on. So Shift and 3 brings us back down to the pedestal, and we're going to go and configure the comm and nav radios as required. So let's go and turn the DME on while we're here so we don't forget later. So we got nav on the left, comm on the right, so that'll be number 1, that'll be number 2. So let's just check this is. I'm going to try something out. For the first time I'm running Pocket. I've forgotten the name of the app. Pocket Sky from SayIntentions on a tablet. So you won't be able to see this, but I'm going to try changing the frequency here to Flight Information Service, maybe 122.2. Is it going to change it in the airplane for me? Doesn't look like it. Oh, I have to transfer it, so that worked, didn't it? Or did it? Yes, 122.2. I've got it on the comm radio. I'm just misreading the instruments. I was looking at the nav. So if I go to departure control, which would be 12575, and switch it over. Yeah, that works. So I have to transfer it each time then on the tablet. And it's gone back to 12220, which is odd, because I didn't tell it to do that. Or did I? Let's try it again. Oh, it just takes a second, that's all. Switch it back to 122. And it works, yeah. Okay, so there is a delay there of a couple of seconds from if I do that on the tablet, so I'll leave that alone for the moment. Maybe we'll just revert back to using using the app, because then you get to see me doing it if I do it here, which is quite useful. So I'll put us on the radio check channel just for the moment until we're ready to go. Okay, so we've set the radios as we need to. So Shift and Space brings us back over to the cockpit. So we're going to go and check the servos. They're down here below the stick, so just pop the yoke out of the way. Yep, servos are all on for the autopilot. Check the elevator is on up and rudder is on up. Yeah, they're all good. So press comma to calibrate the altimeter. Then check the course for the first waypoint. Now we're going to be hand flying, so we'll take this opportunity while we're sat here on the APU to go and program this route. So I'm going to try and get us as close as I can to this thing so you can see it as well. I'm not sure how clever this is, so we'll try it a couple of different ways. So if I go and copy the flight plan from, actually let's try it from Navigraph because it has a better version of it. If we try and copy it from Navigraph and then we go into Planner, I want to see if we've got this trick, if it will program this guidance system or not. So if we paste this in here, So there's our route. It hasn't done the departure procedure, which is annoying. I wonder if we can add it. Runway 23, is it going to have any of the clever ones? So this is the problem, that the built-in system doesn't have, it's one of the ANP ones, yeah, it doesn't have them. That's a shame. Okay, so we can't use that route. Let's see what it's got built into it then. So if we go into active flight plan, and I don't think this does procedures, does it? It's not clever enough. What's in the menu? Now we can select approach. So, okay, let's go and put in the basics of the route. So NZQN is our departure. NZQN is Queenstown. And then we are going to NZWN, which is Wellington. NZWN. Enter. So that's the straight line that's gone onto the map for us. So if we select this, can we then do menu and do select? No, we can't do the departure. That's annoying. That's going to be direct to, isn't it? So this is too simple to do it. So I guess insert waypoint. We can try this. The trouble is we're going to have to put loads in. QN727, it may not even know them. QN727. Enter. Yeah, we're going to have to do them in order. So, menu, remove waypoint. So there's QN727. So this is going to take a few minutes, unfortunately. Then Kabap. Can I type this in here? No. Then, I mean, we can just put the first few waypoints in just to use as a reference. Then, no love. Then QN732. Then rucksack. We're slowly building the route. Belpy. Then Bugsa. Was it SA? Yes, it was. We could do this just by, yeah, I think we can see how we would do this, and we're going to kick out of doing it at this point because this just doesn't have the systems to do it properly. So obviously we can show flight plan. Can we go back to a full map from in here? There we go. So you can see what we're doing. We're building this route to go and loop around. But I think for our purposes, what we can do today is just pull up little nav map in a window. So open window, layout minimal, and we'll leave it to one side while we're flying so we can just see this bit. Yeah, so we'll leave that there for the moment, and we'll use it to hand fly the aeroplane. So you can see how we could do this. Obviously this doesn't have the guidance systems to do this, to do it super accurately. So we'll get on with doing what we can. We can go and get clearance though. So let's go and go to SayIntentions, go to ATIS.
India.
Information India.
Queenstown
That's all we need to know.
International
So
Airport.
then we're going to go to clearance. Clearance. Midland 01 requesting clearance to Wellington with Information India.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Yeah, so if I'd done this on the tablet with SayIntentions, you wouldn't have got to see this. Whereas this way you get to see what I'm doing.
Midland 001, Information India is current. Cleared to Wellington via the AMPO 5 Bravo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 23, initial climb to 5,000 feet, departure on 125.75 squawk 5155.
Cleared to Wellington via the ANP-05B departure, then as filed, departure runway 23, initial climb 5,000 feet, departure 125.75, squawk 5155, Midland 01.
New Zealand 608 clearance disregarded. Pass your message.
Midland 001, read back, correct? Tower will be on 118.1.
Okay, so we'll put ourselves back on radio check so we don't have to listen to other people getting their clearance. Okay, so initial climb 5,000 feet. So we'll go and put that on the altitude pre-selector, even though I don't think it does much. I don't think it stops the climb. It's up to us to stop
Boarding
the climb.
has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our airline,
Squawk
I would like to warmly welcome you aboard this flight
5155.
from Queenstown to Wellington. Please take your seats according to
So
your boarding
there's
passes
the
and stow your hand
ADFs.
luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you.
Where's the
If
transponder?
you need any assistance,
Is
feel
there
free
one?
to contact any of our crew members. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today.
Presumably there is. I hadn't even thought to look for that. It's not overhead, is it? That would be crazy. It's not behind us, is it? So we've got comm radios, nav radios. We've got ADFs. We've got an altitude preset. Oh, here it is. Being ridiculous. So we're going to put this on and we're going to set it to 5155. So 51. 55. Okay. Normally it would be mode C, but I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we'll leave that as it is. So we've set the transponder, we've set the target altitude. So let's go and carry on getting things ready. So flight directors can go on. We've set the altitude. And then we're going to go and set our cruise altitude. We're going up to 25,000 feet. So that is done in here. If we can ever get there. So you can see the cabin pressure. It's going to set on the right. So we're going up to 25, which is there, and we'll increase the rate to make sure it does it. Okay, so prepare for engine start. So shift and 1 takes us overhead. APU air can go to on. Shift and 3, we need to go and switch on the pneumatic systems. Then the fuel control levers, ensure both fuel control levers are in the off back position. They are not. That's a bit naughty that they're in the on position. So Shift and 1, go and put the start pump back on. So ignition to ignition ground start here. And then we're going to start the right engine. So we uncage the right starter and we start it. And we look down in the cockpit. And you will see the RPM come up very slowly. When it gets to about 5%, we will advance the fuel control. So you can see the needle moving. Okay, let's go do it. And wait for the engine. I think it will idle at about 30-35%. Here it goes. Sound samples aren't wonderful for the engines, unfortunately. You can see we've got heat pouring out of the right engine now. And you can see the pressure is going up there. And engine is idling. So Shift and 1. We can switch the starter off. Switch the other one on, come and look down, look for the RPM to come up. When it gets to about 5%, we'll bring the fuel in. So it's similar to a 737 in a way. So it's coming through. Let's go and advance the fuel lever. While we're here, okay, I'll do things in order. I won't go jumping around all over the place. So, right engine is accelerating. The temperature is stable. So then overhead we can go and switch the starter off. We can turn off the start pump, and we can go and turn off the air. Oh, actually, let's do things in the right order, just to make sure I do things correctly. So post-engine start. Yeah, this is what I thought. So over here there's a lever that needs to be pulled back. This is the crossfeed. Then shifting 1 takes us overhead. We go and put the generators on first. There's the engines. There's the... It's top left. Oh, here we go. Generator. Left gen is on already. Okay, that's good then. So APU bus can come off now. Have we still got power? Why is everything so quiet? It should have transferred over. Oh. You have to reset the generators to get them to generate electricity. I'd forgotten that. We were on batteries there for a few seconds. That scared me to death. I have actually got that written down. I didn't follow my own instructions that you have to reset the generators. So APU air to off. APU master to off. Start pump is off already, and the ignition system can go to off now. Air conditioning supply can go to auto, so that's on the right. So So that will pressurize the cabin and do the environmental control. Hydraulic pumps. Co-pilot instrument panel. Oh yeah, they're hidden. They're down here. Well, not hidden, but they're out of the way. So let's go and put them both on low. Oh, it says here to go to high. Okay, we'll do that. Then primary flight controls. Flaps need to go to 20 degrees for takeoff. Let's go and see if that's working. Yep, you can see the flaps are extending. So sorry I'm being so ponderous about doing this. It's been a while and I'm being very careful. So we're just moving the trim into the middle of the green area. So we can, because we're flaps 25, you line that up with 25, okay? Check warnings. And what have we got left? Rudder travel unrestricted, parking brakes on, radio fan off, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to use Alt and P to push back. So we'll go and talk to ground to make that happen. We've already got engines started, so we're not doing pushback and start. We've already started because we're not at a gate. So ground. Do we have a ground frequency? No, we don't. So we're just going straight to tower. Tower Midland 01 requesting pushback.
Midland 001, pushback approved, face north.
Pushback approved, face north 001. So let's have a look at we'll do this for Navigraph because we can get a nice detailed plan. So yeah, we want the tail to go to the left, or our left, so we're facing the main runway. So what will Flight Simulator do to us? Will it push our tail this way? Let's come off the parking brake. Yes, it will. Hurrah!
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight from Queenstown to Wellington on behalf of our airline. We are delighted to have you with us today.
So we're going to go along Alpha, I guess. We'll ask for taxi clearance in a moment.
Joining me in the cabin are my fellow crew members, Sarah, Liam, Emma, and Noah. We expect to be in the air for approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, I would like to take a moment to go over some important safety information. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To release it, simply lift the buckle.
Okay, so we're still on tower, aren't we? Yeah. Tower Midland 01 requesting taxi to runway 23.
To use the mask, pull it towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, securing it with the elastic band. Remember to secure your own
Midland 001, runway 23 taxi via apron taxiway, Alpha 4.
Taxi to runway 23 via apron taxiway, then Alpha 401. So Alpha 4 takes us onto the runway to backtrack then. Because they want us to basically go straight, unless we go Alpha 4 and then Alpha, but that's not what they told us, is it? Apron taxiway, then Alpha 4, so that's straight onto the runway. Okay, we'll have to backtrack. Tower, just confirming Midland 01, are we to backtrack to runway 23?
Midland 001, runway 23 taxi via apron taxiway, Alpha 4.
It's not really helping us, is it? AI is great until it isn't. Oh, it's a New Zealand Airbus. They've got very pretty colour scheme, haven't they? The fern. Tower Midland 01, holding short entry onto runway 23. Maybe I have to tell them we're at Alpha 4. Tower Midland 01, holding short Alpha 4 for runway 23. Will they tell us to backtrack? Nope, they're not telling us anything, so we're just going to taxi out. And hope there's no other traffic around. Ooh, I need to be careful with my controls. They're just going into reverse when I hold them to idle. Let's get a bit of a move on and get off the runway. Yeah, the taxiway Alpha over there is really small, so we're going to backtrack. It may be that SayIntentions doesn't understand backtracking yet. Or maybe not for all airfields. It's a huge hill, isn't it? Someone's going to pour scorn on me now and say, how dare you call that mountain a hill? Given us any room at the end to turn around, or do we just have to make best of it? I think we make best of it, don't we? Fantastic turning circle, I'll give it that. Okay. think we're more or less ready to go. So this is where we need to be crafty and pull up a little nav map so we can see where we're supposed to be going. Tower Virtual 00, sorry, Tower Midland 01, requesting takeoff runway 23. We're going to have to go, there's someone coming behind us.
Midland 001, hold short of runway 23, A322 mile final.
You are joking.
Start at 3 Mike Sierra, contact departure.
They're going to call him off.
Departure starting 3 Mike Sierra.
We're cleared to Westport, Gibson 3 departure, initial climb 5,000 feet, departure 125.75, squawk 6235, Firefly 7543.
They're going to hit us. Or they're going to go round. They've leveled out. I think they realised the error of their ways and cancelled the
Midland
flight plan.
001, runway 23, winds 250 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 23, Midland 01. So that was the living world going a little bit wrong there.
Midland 001, contact departure.
Contacting departure, Midland 01. Departure, Midland 01, with you climbing away runway 23.
Midland 01, Queenstown departure, radar contact, climb flight level 250.
Climbing flight level 250, Midland 01. This is the best. Well, let me just get rid of this out of the way. Taskbar behaviors automatically hide. There we go. I know this is looks a bit like cheating, but we don't have a navigation display that will show this nicely. Not without lots
Midland
of hand
001,
programming.
contact Christchurch Control on 129.3.
Level 210, Firefly 7545.
Contacting Christchurch Control 129.3, Midland 01.
Level 2.
Christchurch Control, Midland 01, climbing out of Queenstown en route to Wellington as filed.
Midland 01, Christchurch Control identified. Good morning, Queenstown, QNH 9083.
Whoa! I've just done the magic button press that kicks us up a few thousand feet, and I still don't know how that works. But it just jumped us 1,000 feet. I did it completely by accident. It's something like space and tab. I just did it completely by accident. I need to find out what that key combination is. I've done it about 2 or 3 times ever. So we are above 6,000, which is good. We're just coming up to 10,000 feet, so the landing lights can come off now.
Dear guests, we have just climbed above the safe altitude, and I am pleased to inform you that you may now use your electronic devices. Please ensure that they are set to flight mode. Also, our onboard Wi-Fi service is now available for your convenience. We are currently en route from Queenstown to Wellington, covering a distance of 346 miles with an estimated time of 1 hour and 7 minutes. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight.
So we want to end up flying out this direction. So what direction is that? Measure distance. So 14 degrees, 15 degrees. So if we just carry on this nice gentle turn, nice gentle climbing turn.
The Pampu waypoint is not on my flight plan.
Until we get to 15 degrees.
Canada
So we can keep an eye on the directional gyro down here.
Cathay 27, contact Christchurch info on
Nice to craft
122.2.
about it.
Contact control on 122,
Set the heading
decimal
mark.
2, Cathay 27, bye-bye.
My head is drifting on the it's annoying. So it flaps up. And trim to compensate. Could it accelerate? The click spot they've set, you can see I'm struggling with it. I'm going to turn head tracking off. The click spot for this is tiny. Let's have a look on the map. What? Oh, there we are. That's another aeroplane. That completely threw me. So we're making the turn pretty well, actually, look. Even though I've not been checking it. So we'll just carry on around this nice smooth turn until we get to 15 degrees. Bringing the speed back up. Keeping an eye on the vertical speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just reached cruising altitude, and we are now en route from Queenstown to Wellington. Our estimated time of arrival is just over an hour. We will begin our snack and drink service shortly, and I highly recommend trying our delicious cheese rolls and refreshing beverages. After the service, we will also have some articles from the airline shop available for you. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight.
18,000. Then we're climbing to 25.
Center, Kodiak Echo Tango Tango request direct east in intersection.
Kodiak Echo Tango Tango, clear direct to Pampa intersection.
Okay, let's take
Direct
care of this.
intersection, Kodiak
So
Echo
let's
Tango
go
Tango,
north
thank
a
you.
little bit. And we'll go autopilot on, heading mode on, indicated airspeed hold on at about 270 knots. So we're just going north for a moment just to get us nearer the track that we want to be on, and then we're going to go for 15 degrees. I presume that's what that was. This is one of the failings of little nav map, is it doesn't tell you it's 12 degrees, not 15. So about there. So we want this to go to vertical speed mode. When it's in the middle, it will hold out, so we've got another 1,000 feet or so to go. So somebody's saying there's a clipboard. Is there? Where's the clipboard? Anyway, I just need to concentrate on this for a moment. We've still got cabin pressure, yeah, so we climbed quite quickly there. So cabin pressure's probably not keeping up with us. We won't worry too much about that. So let's start winding out this climb rate. So I believe now we've done that, we can turn this off and turn this on. Whether it will work is another matter. We're almost 25,000 feet though. And we're pretty near the track we need to be. We're not going to fly it exactly, so we're going to turn to 40 degrees in a few moments, and we're going to tune in Christchurch VOR 11530. So nav is here, 11530. Have we got a signal from it yet? No, we haven't. Of course we haven't. So what's the range on the Christchurch VOR? We don't need that to be small anymore, do we? Put this back on the default window layout so we get all the buttons back. Christchurch. Show information for the VOR. Range of 130 miles. So yeah, it's going to be a few miles until we pick it up. So we'll be turning though to 40 degrees in a few moments time. So we can change the course now to 41, wasn't it? So we're coming in at this intercept angle. We're on heading mode on the autopilot anyway. We're holding 25,000 feet fairly accurately, which is good. But we're about to overspeed, so I'm going to pull the throttles back. We've been gunning the engines throughout the climb. So I'm just pulling them back. Okay, let's go and put that heading bug through to 40 to match the course now. We can always correct it en route. And the needle's coming back a little bit, which is good. Let's take it back to about 85% in the RPM.
Contact London departure 122.2 Yankee runway is getting lost, goodbye. Departure, this is Comanche Yankee runway is getting lost, 2,500 feet climbing 4,000.
Comanche Whiskey Tango Oscar, climb altitude 4,000 feet.
So now we have this running. Is there supposed to be a clipboard then? That's news to me. Just wondering where it might be. I know the paperwork's there, but I don't think that's anything that will come out that we can play with. So we've still got cabin pressure warnings, so we're going to see if we can solve that. What have I missed? Did I set this to auto earlier? Supply is on auto. Cabin temp auto. So let's increase the rate change. Also, we haven't checked the barometric. Oops. Turn that off. This is the flight directors, isn't it? We want 2992, don't we? So which means we're at the wrong altitude. Look how far out that was. The pressure on the ground was massively. That's like 700 feet. This is how crashes happen. So we're going to descend back down. In a bit more of a timely manner. We're about to overspeed as well. That's the weirdest clock I've ever seen. I wonder why it says 8 day. The hour hand is as long as the minute hand and the second hand. That's super useful, isn't it?
Captain 27 descending to flight level 05.
Have they put the integration
Captain 27 Christchurch Control, contact Christchurch info on 122.2. No.
Contact Christchurch Control on 122.2, Captain 27.
53, contact Christchurch info on 122.2.
So we're coming back down to 25,000 feet. Was that synchronized, by the way? Yes, it was. Maybe there are issues with the clipboard functionality with 2024, and they've had to pull it for the moment. I'm just guessing. Because it would appear that the altitude hold isn't working either, because I switched it on but it didn't. I'm having to do it via the vertical speed controller. Okay, I think we're good. So, we've got 41 degrees. We still haven't picked up. Let's go and check the frequency. 11530 for Christchurch. Yeah, that's correct. How far away are we now? Measure distance from that to us. We are 116 miles away. We should have picked it up by now. I wonder if we tune it into the other side, if we'll have any more luck. No, that's not doing anything over there either. I mean, it's not a huge problem because we've got all these navigation systems to fall back on. Let's get rid of that. There's our aeroplane shooting in towards. Should put this on auto IFR. shifting in towards Christchurch, and then we'll disappear off up towards Wellington. Yeah, so all I can presume is that the clipboard has been pulled for the moment because it isn't compatible with 24 somehow. Should we look at programming some more of this route? So if we go into our flight plan, which we had with several waypoints, and we'll go and we'll cheat the system. We're going to put in Timjo as our next waypoint. And then we're going to put in the Christchurch VOR, which is just CH. I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. So touch to add CH. It will probably have duplicates. So we want Christchurch. And that's put our line in. Then from there we want to go, let's do this in the map, it's easier for this.
Midland 01 Christchurch Control, expect the Ward 6 Alpha arrival. Prepare to descend in roughly 20 minutes. Reach out if you want an early start.
We'll call you in 20 minutes, Midland 01. Omdocs is the next one.
Midland 001, roger, call in 20 minutes.
So we're having to do this because the guidance system in the airplane doesn't have a lot of this cleverness. So MEDA is the next thing we need to know about. Oh, no, it does have approaches, doesn't it? So Omdocs takes us too far, actually. We want wards. Menu, remove waypoints. Touch to add wards. WARDS, enter. And then we can go menu, select approach. Oh, that's really clever. It doesn't. So go back out of there. Can we just go to, no, we can't get back now. Flight plan. We have to put the destination in. NZWN. So NZWN. Wellington, enter. And then we can select that, go to menu and select approach. And it won't let us now. That's really clever. So it would let us choose an approach at Wards, but not. It's great, isn't it? I wonder if we can do it here. Cancel. Menu. That's madness. That's a bug, isn't it? Oh well. We'll go and remove that waypoint. Menu, remove. Touch to add. Do this the old way. Where are we the other way? Coming in towards Christchurch. We're going to just put the corners in. So Omdocs. OMDOX. Enter. Then MEDA. Then Umaga.
Christchurch Control, New Zealand 605, flight level 320.
Ignay will do just something in line with the runway. And this is one here. We can't actually get to it, look. There's a waypoint here. DER 16. But we could just put the runway on the end now, couldn't we? Which is NZWN. NZ.
38 Golf, contact Christchurch info on 122.2.
So let's put the rest of the route in.
Say again, frequency. Delta 3 Golf. 122.2.
And we now have the...
Delta 3 Golf.
We're 60 miles out, but we do at least have the course into Christchurch now. And we can change the guidance over to use VOR. So it's dropped heading navigation and it's using the VOR now. And that should be showing here, look. And it's capped, so meaning it's captured it. So we're looking okay-ish. Quite what a British Midland flight is doing in New Zealand is anyone's guess. So we're heading in towards Christchurch at the moment. It's about 60 miles out in front of us. You can see there it is on the map. Can we make this centre now on the aeroplane? Yeah, we can. So we at least get a moving map after hand programming it. Kind of belt and braces today, isn't it? So coming in, you can see the course correction there where we started coming towards the Christchurch VOR. We'll leave it on a course of 13 degrees then. We may have to go and switch heading mode back on to do that. So JBS Travel is saying, yeah, you should be able to get the paperwork out. Apparently not though, look, it's not. It's busted. And this is the latest version of the aeroplane. I updated it today. At least I think I did. Should we go and check? If I go and look in the community folder and go and look in date modified and DC-9 and the, is it manifest that has the version?
Diamond and Romeo Tango Mike, approved to descend altitude 1400 feet for photography over Hook Lake. Maintain VFR and advise when ready to return to the airport.
I don't think they've been updating this.
Tower Diamond Tango Mike, we are returned to the airport.
Package version 0.1.
Descending to 3,700 feet.
But it was updated.
Beechcraft 23 November, contact Christchurch approach on 120.9.
Contact Christchurch approach on 120.9.
So once we get out the other side of Christchurch, yeah, so we don't need to really descend until we get through. I'm using a citation performance file. I don't think I've got a DC-9. McDonnell Douglas, isn't it? MD8. There's an MD82. It's a lot bigger though. Let's just load that one and see what it says. So that can go even more steeply. Yeah. So we'll start descending about halfway along this leg. Should we go and have a look at the approach chart for Wellington just to make sure? So yeah, 6,000 feet. That's fine. So above 6,000, then above 2,000 at the final turn in for the ILS. I don't think Yeah, I haven't got the chart here, have I? So let's go to the charts. Oh, it's because I haven't chosen it. ILS runway 34, add to route. And then we get the chart for it. There we go. And that will give us our altitudes. So we're coming in 2,000 feet on the turn. I'm guessing it's a 3-degree glide slope. 340 degrees, 109.9. So we know everything we need to know now. What about the transition altitude? 13,000 feet. Okay. Just looking at live stream chat, I can't see anything in here for it. I don't know. So we've got. I would have expected to see the aeroplane type in here if it was going to have its own page. Oh, we have got a centre tank. They put fuel in the centre tank. I haven't turned the pumps on for it, have I? We'll do that. Use some of that fuel up. We've got crossfeed on, so it'll use it. So we are approaching 10 miles out from Christchurch now on the distance measuring equipment. See it on the map. Should we have a look and see it? There we go, there's Christchurch just coming up. And there's the airport directly below us. So the question is being asked, is the DC-9 updated to a state where it's worth the price now? That's why I'm having a look at it. So I saw it was updated and I thought, well, I'll go do a flight with that and see how we get on. It's got, you'll notice it's got the co-pilot in it now. There was an email from Just Flight that had all the changes and fixes that were in it. But yeah, it does appear that the tablet has vanished. Oh, sorry, not the tablet, the clipboard. I may be missing something there though, and I think there's documentation online. There was mention of that for a couple of aeroplanes, that the rules now for putting aeroplanes in the community folder is they shouldn't have documentation with them. If companies want to provide documentation for their aeroplanes, they have to put it online and link to it from the aeroplane, I think. Okay, so we're going to go back to heading mode. So we're going to turn this back to the turning knob, put this to heading mode, and turn the heading bug to, now what direction was it? 13 degrees. Well, we'll actually need to go less than that now. We'll go north. There's the flight director following the heading bug, which is always good. So let's go and get the course to
Morning,
13.
on the Vegan Controls, Instrument Alpha Zulu, holding short of runway 03, destination will be Westport. Just looking for
It's
takeoff
reading
clearance.
from, which is good. We're now 9
I'll grab
miles
that car
past.
in just a minute.
And we'll bring the CDI back in gently. You can see that happening here. Look, we're just coming back onto the track. But we could do it a bit more robustly, couldn't we? So here comes the CDI. We'll start winding that direction back out. get within 1 dot, and we'll try switching back to VOR lock. And it says cap. Brilliant. So it's going to do it. And we can switch this over, can't we, to show lock. So it's going to show what it's instructing. We're zooming along, aren't we? It's over 300 knots indicated at 25,000 feet. It's pretty quick. So what's our ground speed? 478 knots. That's pretty good, isn't it? So, I mean, we can obviously see this on the map anyway, but just for argument's sake, if we measure from the DME up to Oddmox, so 130 miles out, we're going to run out of range of the VOR around the same time that we need to start manoeuvring.
New Zealand 612, Christchurch Control, contact Christchurch info on 118.5.
I wonder...
Christchurch info on 118.5 is New Zealand 612, have a good day.
Just wondering...
Defend the Ward 6 Alpha into Wellington, New Zealand 690.
We won't get handed over to
New Zealand 690,
Wellington.
contact Christchurch Control on 123.7.
Just finding out who controls this at the different areas. So you can see Wellington, Class C. We'll see. We'll find out who they hand us off to. I've still got the floodlights on. Should we go and turn them off? I don't know if this simulates any wing flexing at all. I don't think so. I may be wrong. Okay, 47 miles out now from Christchurch. Oh, sorry, that's, yes, 47, that's DME, isn't it? Yeah. We've also got it showing here, look. I haven't played with the ADF yet. Have we got any non-directional beacons on the way in?
NZ324 request lifting down the way.
United 324, descend altitude 15,000 feet.
Roger, NZ324.
Okay, I I guess we could start thinking about descent, couldn't we? How many miles out are we? We're only at 25,000 feet though. So if we go measure, so it's the 3-to-1 rule, isn't it? So bearing in mind though they want us, was it 6,000 feet at Mida? Let's go and have a look at the chart quickly. No. It was above 5,000, above 6,000 at Omdocs, and then just some low-level manoeuvring on the way in. So above 6,000 feet at Omdocs. So if we target 6,000 feet for Omdocs, how far away is that? 70 miles out. 25,000 feet minus 7,000 feet is 18,000 feet. Times that by 3 and that will give you the miles. So 18, 36, 40, about, well, 50 miles would give it some leeway there. So measure backwards from there for 50 miles, and yeah, around the point we go past Kekura, we want to start descending. We could announce it to, who are we talking to at the moment? Christchurch Control. Christchurch Control, Midland 01, beginning descent to Wellington.
Midland 001, descend via Ward 6 Alpha into Wellington, QNH 9084.
Descend via the Ward 6 Alpha into Wellington, copy the QNH, Midland 01. So let's go down to 6,000 feet then. At least we know what we're targeting. And we'll go vertical speed mode, which we've already got it on. And we'll just wind it in and then use the throttle to keep an eye on the speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now begun our descent into Wellington. At this time, we kindly ask that you return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the use of lavatories is no longer permitted.
I never actually let them get up, did I?
As we prepare for landing.
Oh well. We can cheat, don't know if you've seen this, in little nav map. You can pull up the elevation display and it will project a vector of your descent rate. Yeah, so if you zoom in on this, you can see where you are in terms of the descent, and we want to get to Omdocs. Look, so we're pretty much on track, maybe a little bit steeper. But remember, we'll need to get to 250 knots as well. So we'll come in a little bit more steeply. If you go and have a look. So we're pretty much on track. We're still running the engines at 65%, so we can drop another 30% until we get to idle. Speed is gently bleeding off at the current rate of descent anyway. Not
Midland
much.
001, contact Christchurch Control on 123.7.
Contacting Christchurch Control 123.7. Good day. Christchurch Control, Midland 01, approaching from the southwest, descending to 6,000 feet on the Ward 6 Alpha approach into Wellington.
Midland 01, Christchurch Control, identified. Good morning.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look outside. I always forget to look outside the window, especially in New Zealand, because it always looks spectacular. Especially this part of the island. Look at that. It's amazing out there, isn't it?
Christchurch info, Jetstar 283, flight level 340.
Jetstar 283, radar contact.
Okay, how are we doing for speed? Yeah, we need to pull the power back. Descent rate is still going. We'll need to get to 250 knots for 10,000 feet and then put the landing lights back on for make ourselves visible. Also at 13,000 feet we also have to go and change to the local barometric pressure, so we're going to find out what that's going to be. So, Wellington, open airport weather, 987 hectopascals, 29.15 inches. Okay, so we need to dial that down a bit when we get to 13,000. Speed is gently coming off, and you can also see us coming in on the flight plan more or less. So we're going to need to go to heading mode, aren't we? Because we don't have any fancy dandy methods of controlling direction.
Midland 01, Christchurch control, descend altitude 6,000.
Descending 6,000, Midland 01. We're on our way there. Speed's slowly coming off, so it's looking good so far. If there's no other traffic around, they may vector us straight in and avoid us having to go through the whole of the approach. Let's go and get the ILS set up now. So 109.9 on Nav 1, 109. We'll also do it
Midland 001, contact Wellington approach on 119.75.
Contacting Wellington approach 119.75, Midland 01, good day. Wellington approach, Midland 01 with you, approaching Wellington on the Ward 6 Alpha approach, descending 6,000 feet.
Midland 01, Wellington approach identified. Marina expects the ILS runway 34 approach into Wellington.
Expecting the ILS runway 34 approach into Wellington, Midland 01. Let's go and have a look, see how we're doing on the profile. We're looking good. Although we should. So this is our limit. We could come down faster than this, couldn't we? So let's
Data 501, climb and maintain flight level 080.
So we're about to come down to 13,000
Climbing to flight level 080,
so
Data 501.
2915. almost down to 250 knots for 10,000 feet. So it's going well so far. Let's just pull the throttles a little bit more.
Sounds Air 111, climb and maintain 6,000.
Okay, so there goes
Climbing and maintaining 6,000.
250 knots. So if we switch now to indicated airspeed
approach,
hold.
Sounds Air 111 is landing now on runway 36 into Woodburn.
I think this is only an indication. It's not the actual marker for the speed control, it's just a reference for yourself. So we put it on speed descent mode. So this shouldn't, yeah, by pulling the power, it's holding 250 knots and increasing
cabin
the
is ready.
descent rate. Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Wellington. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away and ensure your seats are in their full upright position. Make sure your seat belts are fastened. We will be arriving at gate 24. Thank you for your cooperation.
Midland 001, proceed direct button, descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer cleared for the ILS runway, 34 approach. Speed below 170 knots until established.
Right. 20 degrees. Bit more. So it's 1,000 feet down to our target altitude, but we actually want to get now down to 2,000. So we'll go and move that. And we'll carry on descending at the rate we are. In fact, we can come down steeper now. The game we're playing now is just to get onto the glide slope. So we're going to be turning right in a moment, 70 degrees to go in towards Umaga. We shouldn't need to hold. I wonder how you turn that off. Because that's going to be really annoying. So we want to turn 70 degrees anyway. That's going to become super annoying. It's saying terrain, isn't it? We can't put the gear down yet, we're not slow enough. So we'll just hang on now on... This doesn't add up. Oh, I haven't put the course in, have I, for the runway direction, that's why.
New Zealand 676, contact Christchurch Control on 123.7.
And we need to stop
123.7 for New Zealand 676.
Going a bit too low. We need to get back to 2,000 feet. That was me being preoccupied with other things. We can get the gear down there, though.
Approach, New Zealand 608 would be descending flight level, 4,300 feet.
New Zealand 608, Wellington approach, roger. Wellington QNH 1009er.
New Zealand 608, Wellington approach contact, Wellington Tower on 118.8. Wellington QNH 1009er, New Zealand 608.
That's more like it, so it should look like that. But we've now gone too high. We'll get it right eventually. Below the glide slope at the moment anyway, so if we just continue creeping down we'll meet the glide slope and then we'll go manual. The runway's over there somewhere. And we should see the CDI coming in some point soon. Should we go and sit ourselves in the cockpit normally, grab the controls, get ready to turn the autopilot off. In fact, we're doing now. Fly it manually.
Midland 001, contact Wellington Tower on 118.8 when established.
We'll contact the tower when established, Midland 01. Okay, here comes the CDI.
Midland 001, roger. Contact Wellington Tower on 118.8 when established.
Contacting Wellington Tower 118.8, Midland 01, good day. Midland Tower, sorry, Wellington Tower, Midland 01, established on glide slope runway 34.
Midland 01, Wellington Tower, roger, continue approach. Midland 01, Wellington Tower, wing 320 at 12, runway 34, cleared to land.
Runway 34, cleared to land, Midland 01. There's the glide slope. Just see it there, look.
Don't think. Don't think. Don't think.
Stabilise the power against the flaps. About 130 knots, 140 knots should be good. And a little bit slow at the moment. Trying to trim the flaps back out. There's a bit of a crosswind going on. Turbulent actually. being pushed quite hard to the right. Let's get back down onto that glide slope. This is like trying to fly a broken supermarket trolley. I don't know whether that's the weather or the aeroplane causing that. It doesn't want to maintain a steady speed. It doesn't want to maintain a steady descent rate. It's very difficult to get it balanced. And the wind is swirling around, which isn't helping. But at least it gives us something to do, hey? Should have the yoke back on. So you can see me wrestling with it. Oh look, the yoke's having a bit of a bad... Yeah, there's a bug. Look at that. The aeroplane's having problems.
New Zealand 7 Papa Foxtrot, contact departure.
I'm going to turn that back off because that's off-putting. That's a bug.
Departure on 119.75, New Zealand 7 Papa Foxtrot. Wellington ground, good day. New Zealand 7 Papa Foxtrot on parking position 21, request pushback and startup.
New Zealand 7 Papa Foxtrot, pushback and startup approved, face west.
We just lost 60 knots in the space of a few seconds. And now we're floating after sinking like a brick. Yeah, so I don't know what to make of that. Whether that was weather or the aeroplane fighting us. But that was a handful and a half.
24 at your discretion, monitor this frequency.
There's a 14 knot headwind, but yeah, that was almost like we were going through a washing machine.
Ladies
on the
and
way in.
Welcome to Wellington. We hope you enjoyed your flight with us today.
So, I mean, you can still see that yoke over there is still stuck on one side. Who knows why? Flight directors are off, so it's not something like that bugging it out.
On behalf of Captain Jonathan,
How
First
strange.
Officer Amanda, and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay in
I mean, at least we got it down.
The local time here is 10:35 a.m.
But it was, yeah, fighting the aeroplane at every step.
Flight NC13 to Auckland.
You could see I had very little control over keeping the speed stable or the descent rate and the flaps, and it was like juggling 3 random number generators and just reacting. It started to sink heavily on finals and then suddenly floated. I didn't seem to be able to get a stable speed and descent rate on the last few miles. It was hard work. Okay, so the landing lights can come off. The position lights go back to, if I can get to them. Oh, anti-collision stays on, sorry, it's that one that goes to position, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Did they hand us off to ground, by the way? Okay, it's down this frequency. next door to this Airbus. Okay, so I'm not sure this has external power. Not looked, to be honest. Oh, yeah, presumably, yeah, you'd need the clipboard to be able to switch that on, though, wouldn't you? And we don't have it, so you'd have to go either back to the APU. Do you know what? I'm just going to shut the engines down and have done with it. So they're winding down. We'll get all sorts of electrical alarms in a moment. And it'll just go back to running on batteries, won't it? We'll find out. Is it going to complain? Oh, we're losing. Yep, here we go. Everything's dying slowly. So we just need to go and turn the batteries off, I guess. Cold and dark. The quick way. We better go and turn some of these switches back off in case it has got memory of where things are. Otherwise, everything else is all mechanical switches on this thing. So there's not much to switch off, to be honest. It's all about configuration. Okay. So there you go. That was the... Of course, without the clipboard, we can't open the doors or anything either, can we? Unless we can control them as the pilot would. So... yeah, we can, look. But we can't go and get the stairs. I guess we could do that through the simulator if we wanted to. And go through... is it scroll lock you have to press? I can never remember this stuff. Is it up here these days?
New Zealand 347, Mike holding short 34, ready for departure.
So people are going to fall from a height onto the
Mike, wind 340 at 12, runway 34, cleared for takeoff.
So the noise is, yeah,
cleared for takeoff, 34, New Zealand 347, Mike.
That was making the humming noise the whole of the way through the flight. So it'll be the fans, you know, for the environmental control system and the cooling system behind the instruments and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. We made it in one piece. It's an interesting aeroplane for sure. I think maybe I prefer the MD-80 family of this era because it's really nicely simulated in the MD-80. Maybe it isn't quite as pretty as this, but they're much more consistent in the way they fly, and they're not as bugged. With, you know, we saw little bits and pieces. On the whole, it's great. There was just little bits and pieces where there were little bugs here and there. And obviously, like was pointed out, I didn't even realise that there should have been a clipboard. Or, you know, we should have been able to pull this paper out. So that needs fixing, I guess. Unless the story might be that that's incompatible with 2024. And they may be working on an app. So I guess we'll have to wait and see with that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So that was the DC-9 from SkySim in Flight Simulator 2024. It does look nice though, doesn't it? It's a noisy so-and-so, makes lots of smoke as well. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Welcome to Wellington, everybody. See you again soon.
Thanks very much. Do you have my clearance in Sydney when available?